When they got to me, they stabbed me 17 times in my right leg. The doctor said, it's amazing you're alive because you were stabbed 17 times. You died on the operating table and they never even hit an artery. He put 10 grand for them to stab me in the legs. And then he just kicked me in the face. Lost 8 teeth. I went into a 24-year depression over that. And my girlfriend, me and her was going to get married and she died of a heart attack.
So you were about to kill yourself, but then your daughter rang you.
Yeah, I got about 7 cars chasing me. So I said, listen, get them fucking drugs out. Throw them out the window, throw them out the window.
And who was your main target audience that you're selling these drugs to?
Well, drug dealers. I was the wholesaler. When I died for that 20 seconds, I just know God said, not yet.
Today, I'm here with
Peter Mack. I've been stabbed 17 times. I died for over 20 seconds and I've been depressed for over 24 years.
And today, we'll get to hear his story. Yo, my people, currently in town right now, and we're linking up with this guy called Peter, mad ting. He's moved to Birmingham and his story, it's a mad ting. It's a mad ting, innit, boss? Guy's been stabbed 17 times, died for 20 seconds, went jail 4 times. Story's mad. The story's mad. He even goes, the love of his life died before they were supposed to get married. Yo, the story is just mad. Yo, we find ourselves back in the mailbox and we're linking up with Peter. Oh, not to mention, yo, he got stabbed over a sandwich. Right, my people, so Peter is coming soon. I just got a freaking little smoothie thing with a little brownie thing. Show them the brownie though. Yo, who we with? We're with the legendary Peter.
Hi, my name's Peter Mack, writer, Lucky to Be Alive.
And yo, today, my people, we're gonna get to know Peter a bit better. Mad ones. How did you come to Birmingham? What was that move?
That was through depression. I almost committed suicide in Sheffield. I knew I had to get out of Sheffield, so I just came to Birmingham. And this was due to my depression, what happened when I got chased by 6 guys.
He's got some mad story, like this story is crazy, man. Jail 4 times. You got chased by 6 guys with machetes, all because of a sandwich. Lost 18 grand at a casino, mad. And then the love of your life died before you were about to get married. And you were depressed for 24 years.
Yeah, I was depressed for 24 years, but I want to start from when I was going to jail.
Yeah, so we'll speak about your jail, your first time.
The first thing I can remember is when I was 24.
Yeah.
I went to Jamaica.
Yeah. So is this the first time you went to jail?
Yeah, first time
Okay.
I went to jail.
But why did you actually get locked up for? What was the reason? Tell us that story.
Yeah, importation.
Importation?
Yeah, I brought back 6 kilos. But this is where I know the customs, they do their thing, because when it got to court, it came back at 1.3 kilos.
6 kilos of what?
Weed.
Damn, cannabis.
Yeah, cannabis.
What was the thought track though? Why did you bring that to Jamaica though? So you bought...
No. I brought it from Jamaica to England.
Oh, you bought it from
Jamaica
to England?
Yeah.
A high grade?
Yeah, it's got to be the best one. But what it is, they didn't get this 4 ounce, what was in my shoes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they didn't get that?
They didn't get that. Even though they took the shoes and checked it,
yeah,
it was embedded in the sole.
Right.
Well, yeah, that was like my first sentence.
Okay.
The second sentence was like handling stolen property. I was like the handler. Everybody used to bring their goods to me.
Yeah.
And I used to just get rid of it. And I think the vicar got mad, saying all these houses are getting burgled. So it was in the local newspaper.
So what were you essentially doing? So you were getting given stolen property and you were selling it off?
Back then they called me the defence. I was defence. Anything they brought, I sold.
Okay. So it's like kind of cleaning the money?
Well, it's not cleaning the money. It's just the goods what coming in.
Okay.
Everybody knew that I could get rid of it quicker than anybody else. So obviously they were doing more burglaries.
So the first time you went to jail, that was for the cannabis, and you going to Jamaica, getting the cannabis and bringing it back into England.
Yeah.
And then the second time was you kind of selling stolen property.
Yeah.
How did you get nicked for that though?
Because obviously 2 of the burglars got caught.
Yeah.
And they more or less handed me on a plate, because it was either them get 3 years or then give me up. So that was the choices they had.
Let's move back to the first points. Obviously you were the cannabis situation. What was it? Can you tell us the story of you obviously going through the borders and them obviously finding it on you?
Yeah, well, like I said, I thought everything was done well, but when I come back, I think they knew something was wrong, because a single black male coming back, from Jamaica, that's like red flags by itself. So,
yeah.
Basically, when I got back, they took my suitcase and just ripped it apart, and that's how they found it. So I think they knew that I might have had something, but because they didn't find nothing when they took all my clothes out,
Yeah.
they decided to started to rip the case, and that's when they found it.
The second point, you obviously selling stolen items.
Yeah. But see, you got to understand, back then in the 80s, everyone was trying to make a living.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wasn't really educated. I mean, I hardly went to school, to be truthful.
Yeah.
And like I said, I set up a gambling house where I lived.
Yeah.
I was making like $450 a week. I had to make a living, so I thought if I set up a gambling house,
Yeah.
and like I said, I was making between $450 and £5 a week. When I was working, I was getting £32 a week.
Yeah.
So, you know, you calculate the odds.
Is this like, did you set up this gambling house after you got nicked for the stolen property?
No, I set this up before I went to Jamaica. When I got the money from the gambling, I thought, you know something, I'm going to go to Jamaica.
Buy some cannabis and bring it back to the UK and start selling that?
Yeah, that's what I did.
But that didn't go to plan?
No, it didn't go to plan. But
Damn.
But like I said, you know, I didn't cry about it, you know, because like I said, when I did time, it wasn't really time.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it was like a holiday camp.
Okay.
You know, and that's probably why I kept doing crime.
Damn.
Because I just thought if I got locked up, you know, it's no big deal.
Right, let's speak about your third time going to jail. So you went jail 4 times. So what was the third time?
Third time was, it's not fraud, it was like deception, because I had the card in my name.
Okay.
I don't know when you were born, but 1995, PlayStations just come out.
Yeah.
And I got about 40 to 50 PlayStations, knocking them out at $150 at the pop.
You've took 40 different payment plans out for these PlayStations and selling it for half price. Obviously, people are going to buy it because it's a half price PlayStation.
You think about it, a PlayStation £300 and I'm selling it for 150.
So you've done 2 years in prison for selling PlayStations on payment plans.
Yeah. My daughter had just gone to Canada.
Yeah.
And it was coming up to Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm not being without her for Christmas. And I thought, you know something, I'm going to do this, because if it's even if I get caught, I wasn't bothered. Long as I got to see my daughter.
In a summary, so Peter has taken out 40, 50 PlayStations on credit, but he hasn't paid it back. So the police have obviously seen it and been like, this guy's doing fraud. They've obviously caught you out on it, and you've got 2 years in prison for that.
Yeah. I mean, well, I did 12 months, but the beauty about doing this sentence, because this was like my third sentence, and I thought if I do a white collar crime,
yeah,
I'll get easy time, which I did.
Do you regret obviously doing any of this?
Not really, because you know, you did the crime, you did the time. That's how I look on it. I don't.
Fair enough. All right then. So your 4th time now, man. What was the 4th time? The 4th time going to jail for?
I went down to Crawley because I owed these Cockney geezers like $5,000 because I took some ease from them. And
what's ease?
Ecstasy.
Okay, yeah.
Dennis the Menace were.
Dennis the Menace. Bro.
Yeah, so I took these ease from him. But the friend I got them from, he put them in his loft.
Yeah.
Because my buyer got locked up, so I had to find another buyer.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find another buyer. I said to my friend, listen, I know this girl, she can take half, and she'll take half next week. He goes, no, you got to take the full 1,000.
Yeah.
So luckily I got a buyer for the whole 1,000. When he went back to get the ease,
yeah,
he'd left them in his loft, and he left the heating on, and they all turned to dust. Yeah, no, the ecstasy.
Yeah.
Like I said, because he had the heating on,
yeah,
it must have got hot, and the ease, what was solid tablets, they turned to dust.
Okay. And
So
there's no way that you can't sell it like that.
No, but what it was, the guys from Crawley were still blaming me, because they said if you would have bought it when your supporter bought it, then you know this wouldn't have happened. So
you bought this ecstasy from these guys in Crawley, and the ecstasy, obviously something bad happened to it, so you owe them $5,000.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And basically what I had to do is go down to Crawley to get some coke to pay off my debt. So I got 6 ounces of coke, well, like 85%. My friend, he brought back some whiz and some resin.
What's whiz?
You know, amphetamines.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, he had like a kilo of that.
Yeah.
And then when we was coming...
You guys are like that's proper Class A drugs, no? Like...
Well, yeah. Yeah, but I had a debt to pay.
Yeah.
This is what I had to do. But what I didn't know, I was hiring cars from Arnold Clark. They must have found some like white powder,
Yeah.
and I think they informed the police that this guy was renting these cars. I think he's dealing with drugs.
Oh, so you're renting these cars and you're moving all of these Class A drugs around in these Arnold Clark cars.
Yeah.
Why did you not? Does it not think to you like to clean the car up beforehand, or are you just handing it back in?
Well, listen, when you're making money, you just get sloppy. That's all I can say. And what it was, because Arnold Clark informed the police, that's when they put a watch on me. And they followed me all the way down to Crawley, all the way back to Sheffield.
Which is Crawley was where you were getting your re-up from, your drugs from.
Yeah, because I think they were close to the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the way back, we was coming through Sheffield.
Yeah.
This is 4 a.m. in the morning. You would just think about it, one black guy, 3 white guys, 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm seeing a car, everywhere we turn, this car turned.
So this car's just following you 4 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, 4 a.m. in the morning. But that's when we got off the motorway, because I didn't see nothing on the motorway. So when we was going through to Sheffield now, I'm at a traffic light, and all I know is that these drugs need to be out of the car.
Yeah.
You know, because nowhere they're going to stop me, and they're going to find everything.
So the police are trailing you whilst you've got these drugs in the car?
Yeah, and what it was on the cross junction, there was a police car, and a policewoman, she got out, and I was just slowly driving, and she's going like, stop, and I'm thinking, stop now, I'm banged to right. So I thought, get on gas. Started driving round, I got about 7 cars chasing me. I'm saying, get
7 police cars?
Yeah, 7 police cars chasing me. So I said, listen, get them fucking drugs out, throw them out the window. I had a young kid who was only 17, his girlfriend. Yeah.
In the car with you?
Yeah, he was bringing the coke back for me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I just paid him like 50 quid because his bird were pregnant and he wanted to have something for the baby.
Yeah.
But he panicked because when he was tearing the bag to throw out the coke, it dropped and it left like 13 grams.
So in the middle of this chase, you're saying to the people in the back, yo, get the drugs out of the car.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. When I got arrested, all the officers said things was thrown at the backside passenger.
Yeah. So you didn't get away from this?
Well, I was supposed to get dangerous driving. That's all I should have got. But I took the rap for the 17-year-old.
Okay. So you took the rap for him, and he had he was throwing out the drugs. So he was getting the drug charges.
Well, he didn't get no drug charge because I took the drug. I mean, even the solicitor said, what are you doing? You're in for reckless driving. The police officers already said that things was thrown out at the backside passenger and the driver's side. So why are you admitting to coke?
Yeah. Why?
Because, like I said, he was only 17 and I know he couldn't do jail. And I'd done it like 3 times.
So even though like you were doing all this wrongdoing, seems to say that you still have like a clean and good heart.
Yeah, that's the you know. Well, this is the type of person I'm. Everyone said I was mad doing what I did. Why would you put your hands up to court? You could end up with 5 years, but I got 2.5. You know.
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
when you're selling all these Class A drugs, do you care about what you're doing? Do you not care about like the consequences that comes with it? You feed in the streets with all these type of drugs.
Yeah, well,
let's for your brain.
Well, not really, because the coke I was selling, they were going to people who had money.
Okay, so you weren't selling to like your average nitty on the corner.
No, it's people what can afford it.
Yeah.
You know, your lawyers, your solicitors, all that type of people.
So you see these lawyers and solicitors, those be the people that are buying all these Class A's.
Well, yeah, because they all like sniff. You know?
They just like to party, the lawyers.
Yeah.
So your 4th time going to prison is for heavy Class A drugs.
Yeah. No, I got 2.5 years.
You got 2.5 years for the 4th time going to jail.
Yeah.
He's promoting.
This is my book. It's called Lucky to Be Alive. It was all way in balaclavas. When they got to me, they stabbed me 17 times in my right leg. Yeah, I died for about 20 seconds because I'd lost that much blood.
You do have a book?
Yeah. This is my book. It's called Lucky to Be Alive.
Let me give a little zoom in, cameraman.
From Peter Mac.
So you guys can scan that QR code. Can you see it? Yeah. So obviously, briefly tell the people, what you just told the woman.
Yeah. Well, like I said, in 2000, I was chased by 6 men, and I'll let you know. This started with a sandwich. I'm not going to tell you no more, but it started with a sandwich. So like I said, it kind of started with a sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm running for my life. The guy's chasing me with machetes.
Mm.
And like I said, when they caught up to me, they just stabbed me, kept stabbing me, and they stabbed me 17 times. I remember this woman was putting the towel over my legs, saying, please don't close your eyes, don't close your eyes. But I must have, because I didn't remember anything else. It's
Yeah.
only when I got to the hospital, the doctor said, it's amazing you're alive because you were stabbed 17 times, you died on the operating table, and they never even hit an artery.
Damn.
So that told me that God wanted me to live.
It's mad. It all happened over a sandwich. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, well, all I was saying, it escalated.
It
Yeah.
escalated from a
From a
sandwich.
sandwich, yeah.
And you said you had like a bounty on your head, no? Someone put 10 grand on your head.
Well, the geezer who I drove for, he was the one who put the bounty on.
Yeah.
He put 10 grand for them to stab me in the legs. I remember when the black guy saw somebody stab me in the stomach, and he said, no, just stab him in the legs, just stab him in the legs. Obviously, it traumatized me because I went into a 24-year depression over that.
In that moment in time, what's the thoughts like? Can you explain what the pain was like?
Well, I'll be honest, I didn't really feel them stabbing me. You know, nothing that was hurting.
Yeah.
But all I know, when I die for that 20 seconds, I just know God said, not yet.
Yeah.
Because I know that I'm living to see this day. But what you don't know, I thought after they stabbed me, that was it.
Yeah.
But it weren't, because there was a guy came up and you'd think he was taking a penalty for England.
Yeah.
And then he just kicked me in the face, lost 8 teeth. That kick could have killed me, because if I was unconscious, I want to regain consciousness.
Yeah.
I just want to try and reach out to those who are suffering in silence,
Yeah.
because people are not talking about this.
Yeah.
And if you don't talk or you don't communicate, you'll never get out of depression.
Stab you in there, yeah. And that was in your right leg.
Yeah.
And who was your main target audience that you're selling these drugs to?
Well, drug dealers. you
Yeah.
know. I mean, for the whiz, I just sold to one person.
Yeah.
Because one.
So you were sourcing the drugs and you were selling it onto the drug dealers.
Yeah. I mean,
So you were like a wholesaler.
Yeah, I was the wholesaler, because nobody had them types of drugs. What I had.
So you weren't going out and selling it to the people. You were wholesaling it.
I never do it on the street. That's them what get caught. The ones what don't get caught is the ones what are really behind where the bulk of it's coming. And
Yeah.
Like I said, I was selling in bulk.
Did you ever consume any of these drugs?
Nah, not that stupid, man. You know, because the only thing I took was weed. I had the ecstasy,
Yeah.
and I think that's what got me into trouble, because I was still like buzzing after I finished clubbing and that. I didn't take no hard drugs. I never touch hard drugs. When I see what it's done to certain people, I'm thinking, well, that's telling me I shouldn't take that.
You said that you lost 18 grand at a casino. That's 18,000 Great British pounds, and you lost that at a casino.
yeah, it was a mad one, because I didn't boot in my car. I was going to take it to, stash away, and I thought.
So you just had 18 grand. Was this from the drug money?
Yeah.
So you had 18 grand of your drug money and you said, let me take it to the casino.
Yeah.
What was the choice behind that? Why? Were you like young and reckless?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was a gambler. I mean, been gambling since I was like 13. When I lost that 18 grand, I thought, well, probably get that back in 3-4 days. It didn't really bother me.
He's even promoting to the officers.
What is, in 2000, I was chased by 6 men.
Mad thing.
They was all wearing balaclavas. When they got to me, they stabbed me 17 times in my right leg.
Yeah. So you're going at it. You really want to push this book at it, man?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I'm pushing this book, like I said, for 2 reasons.
Yeah.
To tell my story so people can see where I'm at,
Yeah.
where I am now. And the second reason is just to try and help people who are suffering from anxiety and depression, because I suffered for 24 years.
Yeah.
And I know what it's like. But if you don't talk or communicate, you'll always be in that same hole. And I didn't want to be in that hole. My girlfriend, me and her was going to get married, and she died of a heart attack.
Okay then.
And
So you were gonna get married to this girl, and then she died of a heart attack before you were gonna get married.
Yeah, she would have. I found love at 58.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know what true love is. So, and like I said, I lost her in 2022. And
R.I.P. man. Sorry to hear that.
yeah, and I thought, what's next? Because I was depressed then, So losing her made me more depressed that
Yeah.
I know going down depression again is suicide. And I
Yeah.
thought, I don't want to go down that road. I need help. And that's what I had to do. I had to seek help. And my support worker introduced me to a counsellor. She got me playing table tennis, dancing, which is my passion.
Yeah.
And it was her what told me, why don't you write a book? And I thought, you know something, I've been saying for years that I'm going to write a book. Let me do it. And like I said, it took me 21 days. One of my best friends, he was a DJ. We were talking like 48 hours ago. And then when my auntie phoned and told me that he slit his own throat, I was devastated. I thought, God.
So your own friend slit his own throat.
Yeah, you know, and I was thinking what he did. And I had the knife and I thought I'd switch my phone off. But when my daughter rang, and I think that was a blessing because I thought the phone was switched off.
So you were about to kill yourself, but then your daughter rang you.
Yeah, and I just broke down and cried. And she was in Southampton. She said, Dad, I'm coming for you now. And
Papa, that's the sign from the man above.
And she came up the next day from Southampton and just took me down and stayed there for about 3 months. And then I moved to Birmingham. And that's what depression does. Anybody what's been through it know that what I'm saying, that's what you're going through. But all I'm saying to you, the people, is you need to seek help. You need to talk, you need to communicate. Because if you don't do those two things, you're never going to come out of depression. And like I said, I'm living proof that, you know, it's not a life sentence.
Bang on. So obviously all this has happened to you. You've been stabbed 17 times. You've been to jail 4 times. You've been in federal chases. The love of your life has died, and for you to still be standing in this spot right now it's a mad thing, bro. Do you know what I mean?
It is a mad thing, and I just want to touch on one thing. It's like every time I said to people I got stabbed 17 times.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking down at my leg, like to say, and they see me walking. You got stabbed 17 times. You're still walking. Yeah, but that was the will of God. God wanted me to live. That's all I can say. And like I say, if you're in depression, if you're not into God, you ain't gonna get no help, mate. And I believe God saved my life.
All praise to the Most High.
And I think He saved my life for this purpose, so I can reach out to people who's suffering in silence. You don't have to suffer in silence no more.
Yeah. What would be your best advice for people that are depressed now?
My best advice is you got to start talking, you got to start communicating. Because if you don't do those 2 simple things, which I didn't do for 24 years, then you're going to stay in that hole for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so you've been through a lot, Peter. If you guys want to know more about this, Peter's book, let's speak more about your book, man. Speak more about your book.
Yeah, it starts from 1959, from when my grandma left Jamaica to come to England.
Yeah.
And it goes through to 2024, so there's like sections in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. The one thing I'm going to tell you, which I shouldn't tell you,
yeah,
and that's the reason why they kept saying stab him in legs, stab him in legs. I said to the main guy who paid to get me done in, I said to him, a grand says you can't find a better dancer than me. His bet was, I'll give someone 10 grand to stab you so you can't dance again. But it didn't work because I'm still here.
Look at Peter, show them the dance store, Peter. All right then. Peter ain't depressed no more.
Depressed? What's depressed? What's depressed?
Come on.
Eh?
Dancing.
I love to dance. And if you're interested, come to the U-Tree this Saturday because I'm having a launch. I got my family coming from Sheffield, so we're going to have a meal, all you can eat. You can't come to that because it's only family, but we're all going to the U-Tree after. And if you want to see me dance...
Go to the U-Tree?
Yeah, just come to the U-Tree.
All right, you know the vibes. All right then, come then.
Yeah, so like I say, you can get my book from Waterstone.
I'll put the QR code on the screen for you people.
Yeah, you can get my book from Waterstone because the QR code's there. And like I said, the reason for writing this book, 2 reasons. One, to tell my story, so you can read my story, see how I got through all the depression to where I am now. And like I said, I'm wanting to help people what suffering from anxiety and depression. I know what you're going through. So just do what I said before. Just start talking and communicating. All right, guys? Thanks.
Bang on my people. But my people, that is the end of the video. It's been BRUMTOWN and it's been Peter. It's been a pleasure. And you guys, lock in with Peter's book. The way this come about is crazy. Met him in a coffee shop. Mad. It's nuts. But my people, that's the end of the video. I'm going to put Peter's links down below. You guys, I appreciate you watching as well. Alright, you know the vibes.